go but up from the credits. Unless you're a Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie.
To be fair, Brosnan was my first Bond, and I kind of love him.
You don't forget your first Bond.
Yeah, but it was GoldenEye, so that it set the bar super high.
My favorite opening credits because I like following
I don't
communist
technically
imagery.
have a Bond. I've never watched any of them all the way
Daniel
through.
Craig is fucking awesome.
Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton
one-
is an
I have to say,
unusual choice, but I respect the
The
hell
only
out of it. He was
one
way
that I would
different.
consider, like, if someone asked me the question, I was just to play along. It would be, I forgot his name. I don't know why.
By the way, Jazz
Okay,
says GoldenEye was magnificent. Don't at me, bro. Okay,
Don't at me.
He didn't say bro, but I couldn't read that, so I go, don't at me, bro.
GoldenEye is a goddamn treasure, and I'll fight anyone who says different.
Goddamn right it is.
No, GoldenEye got me into James Bond. Period. Like it's straight up this.
Let me tell you
On
this.
the top? Ooh.
True story. I knew nothing about Bond.
Brosnan magnificent as Bond. His filmmaking crew didn't do him justice.
I agree.
Fantastic.
But 95, 96, the first time I ever saw a James Bond commercial, it was just Bond walking up on the commercial, turning around and shooting his gun, doing the thing, the whole Bond theme, and I'm just like, I just gotta see this movie. They're like, you don't know anything about this guy. I gotta see this movie. He's cool. He's British and he has a gun. Why wouldn't I want to see this?
So, on the Bond
And fucking
thing,
Sean Bean is amazing at GoldenEye.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love him.
you wanna know
in
something
GoldenEye.
For
funny?
England, James.
I heard...
No,
For me.
I
Wow,
don't
we just had that.
remember if I mentioned this to you guys or not.
Me.
That I heard this, that there was a particular person who was talking to Bond directors and whatever at the time. I can't remember what year. It was like 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were looking for the next Bond, and this
Probably
person
when
told
Brosnan
his
was coming out or going on his way out.
this certain person told his managers that he wanted to put his name in the hat.
Uh-huh.
That person was Michael Jackson.
I heard that story.
Yeah.
That's right. Michael Jackson wanted to be Bond. I remember
He
hearing
wanted
about
to be
that.
James Bond.
I just no. I'm sorry, Michael. Michael, I love much love. Your music is amazing. You're a hell of an artist, but no.
Michael Jackson is James Bond.
like they do the opening, like the spyglass, and he just he'd like kick it instead of shooting.
For England, James. No, for me. No, for me.
No, that's ignorant. I'm sorry.
By the way, while
South Park.
we're talking about GoldenEye, can we, there's
video
obviously
game?
this,
Oh, never mind.
there's obviously this long-running joke at this point that Sean Bean dies in everything he's in.
Yes.
He does.
Although, quick side note, I'm always going to point this out. Somehow, in the Silent Hill movies, he
That's
does
the
not
only
die.
one I think. Well, maybe not the only one, but that's one of the few of all the movies for him to survive. It's
He
the fucking
doesn't die
Silent, but
in
it's
National
ambiguous.
Treasure. Wait, is that the same guy, Sean Bean? I might be mistaken.
National
I'm sorry.
Treasure was he in? I don't think he was in National.
I'm not
be-
Nicolas Cage.
No, I know that.
No,
but
he's
I
not
thought
talking about the main guy.
Oh.
I don't remember.
the guy that he goes. Is that Sean? I might be getting my
Okay.
records confused.
Fun
but let me
National
see.
Treasure story.
Oh, God.
I go to see National Treasure with a friend, and as the movie's progressing, fortunately this is not how the movie ends. But the movie's progressing. They're getting the clues and getting closer to the treasure. She nudges me, goes, "Jerry, I swear to God, if this
Yeah,
movie,
this guy-
if the treasure ends up being friendship after
Yeah,
all,
he's a National Treasure.
okay, so she nudges me, goes, Jerry,
the real treasure
because friendship they made along the way. I'm burning this fucking theater down,
and that's how your friend got arrested for arson.
And I slowly turn to look at the screen. I'm like, please be actual money.
Please be
actual money.
Please be actual money.
Please be gold.
Nick Cage, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, Nick.
No,
Well,
it is Sean Bean
real
in National
treasure was
Treasure.
friendship. No!
And that's when you start running. Oh, God almighty. But,
Oh, my God.
I mean,
What were we talking
here we go.
about? I don't even know. We've
I'm gonna
gone
mention
I don't
the
think
movie.
it matters.
It's
It doesn't.
way- it's-
We're
it does-
on
but
bonus.
just movies in general that
Yeah.
I absolutely. I don't know how other people feel. I don't hear it talked about a lot, but when I saw it, I fell in love with the movie immediately, and to this day, it's one of my favorite movies that I'll sit down and watch. And I wish they would have made a sequel to it, but there's reasons for it. But it's League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
All right.
Like, I don't know how people feel.
Let me just say, I saw it, and it was one of those movies that it's like it's like Resident Evil for me. The first Resident Evil movie. It's like popcorn fun. Like I don't think it's great. I don't think it's a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. I love Sean Connery just on principle, like in everything he's in.
Something's wrong with you.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. It was a fun monster fighting movie. Like that's what it was, and I didn't have a problem. I have no problem with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I have heard a lot of hatred against it.
Bad. We're gonna talk about bad movies that we are willing to admit are bad, but we like anyway. I'm gonna go 90s here.
Ooh,
it was one of Angela Jolie's earlier films, Hackers.
Oh yeah.
I just because I love
never saw it all the way.
I love Screaming Hack. I just love Screaming Hack the Planet. I love how unrealistic the hacking in the movie. That's part of the entertainment.
Hold on, Dave. I gotta get on the keyboard with you.
Oh yeah, we got double hack.
That's NCIS.
Oh my
god. I know it's a bad movie, but I love it because it's one of Andy's earlier films. I love it just because the whole how they don't do hacking correctly at all. Like I know anything about hacking, but even I don't know anything about hacking.
You don't have to.
I know
that's
what one. This is, and it's so 90s. It hurts. I don't know how to fully explain.
Maybe we do, Jazz. Maybe we do.
It's so 90s. It hurts.
He said you don't want me to get started on bad movies.
Another bad movie that I enjoyed because there's this feeling among some of my friends that Jerry doesn't like bad movies. And I don't like bad movies I am not entertained by. And yes, there's a lot of bad movies.
Are you not entertained?
There's a lot of bad movies. And yes, and also because I do watch a lot of admittedly Oscar bait movies. I do. Sure. I just gravitate towards them. I'm sorry. I'm not going to fucking apologize for it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy my occasional bad movie. Like the only Trey Parker, the South Park guys. I'm actually not a fan of any of the South. I'm not a fan of anything South Park at all.
That's fair.
And I'm not a fan of most of their stuff. Except for one major guilty pleasure. It's a bad movie, and I will never say it's anything else.
Please say it.
There's two of them. There's Basketball.
Basketball, yeah, that's the one.
And there's Orgasm.
I've actually not seen that
You
one.
need to watch it at least once, but only once. But Basketball,
I
love Basketball so much. I unapologetic. I watched it 2 nights ago, actually.
Nice.
Because I had 2 options. Because I was either going to watch that or The Grinch Stole Christmas. And then I remember...
Which one?
And I remember which one it was, so I went to Basketball.
Okay.
By the way, Jazz says, do you want me to get started on the bad movies? I literally own 4 copies of Manos, The Hands of Fate, and only one of those is the MST3K version of that film.
I was like, MST? I feel
fun
bad for
fact.
not figuring that out.
We'll definitely find out at the Captain Marvel movie.
By the way, I'm so excited for that.
Have you seen the newest trailer?
Yes, I have.
Oh my god. No, look, here's my thing. When, of course, the first few trailers that come out, there's only one instance where you might see a mohawk, because I am all about the Captain Marvel with the mohawk.
Mm-hmm.
The new trailer is nothing but showing mohawk, and I'm just like, this is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So she looks so badass with the mohawk.
She does, and she really does. And like my
and
reaction,
it's not even a mohawk, really. It's just that her mask and everything goes over her hair, and her hair just comes out of the top, and it just looks like a mohawk, and it's just
I have to say, Daniel, my reaction to that trailer was similar to your reaction to seeing the Cyclops in the end of X-Men Apocalypse, which was you know, it's like I'm just like I unapologetically love Carol Danvers. Like I love that character so goddamn much. And like Carol Danvers is a fucking national treasure. It's just everything about that trailer was just like, this is what I wanted. The only, honestly, and this is a super fucking nitpick thing. The only thing about that trailer that made me go, that was kind of, was, and it's probably more of a grammar thing than anything else. But when like, what was it when Nick Fury's talking to her? So like, I heard you're like a race of like noble warriors, and she's like, heroes. Noble warrior heroes, and I'm like, God, that line sounds weird to me. Like that doesn't flow for me.
Yeah.
It's too many adjectives.
It's too many nouns. But it's
something
like,
noble.
Again, that is an extreme nitpick. That's literally the only thing in that trailer that makes me go, everything else was.
Of course, you get the adorable thing where Nick's playing around with a cat. He's like,
"What's your name?
What's your name?
Fury."
Yeah, like Fury now.
And I love how he's like, "I'll be back."
Yeah,
like I'm gonna come back for the cat.
I thought actually what she was gonna say, that's a scroll. I thought that's what she was gonna say. But
that has been a popular theory online, is that the cat is a scroll. But I also love how they played off of the feedback, or not necessarily feedback, but the thing people latched onto on the people latched onto in the first trailer. Like, holy shit, Carol Danvers punched the shit out of Grandma.
Yeah.
But I love how like that. It's like people are like, why would she do that? And the second trailer was like, here's why.
Yeah.
And then
well,
it's like,
those of us who know already know
Understood what
why
was
she
going on.
punched
But
the
did
shit
you
out of that.
know?
Like as soon as she punches, like that has to be a scroll,
yeah,
or she's
yeah.
going batshit crazy.
Yeah, Jazz was like, I was kind of like, wait, you're highlighting that line? Like that line from her. But yeah, everything else on that trailer was fucking hype, and I can't wait to look
Yeah.
Can't wait for that movie. It looks so much
She's
fun.
so goddamn powerful, like unbelievable. Because the thing about her ability is that she absorbs energy,
Yep.
and the more energy she absorbs, the stronger she gets. And it's just like she has basically unlimited power as long as she just continually absorbs.
Power.
Unlimited power! And I
Through the
would
window.
Mace through the window.
window through the window. Yeah, that's pretty much what
Through the
happened.
window.
Through the wall!
I still stand by that Mace Windu is not dead. He will make an appearance at some point.
I hope to God he does.
Like he can't be. Come on, Anakin jumped from like 80 stories up and landed in a speech, or landed on top of the speedster and didn't die. How is Nick Fury? How is Windu dead from that?
Yeah. But it's just the whole the whole thing just looks. I just cannot wait for that movie. It's gonna be so much fun. But getting back to the Marvel thing and I think because the question we opened with was like our least favorite Marvel film.
Yeah.
And like if we marathon,
For me, he's leading the Avengers.
Who?
Mace Windu.
Oh.
It's not that legit.
It's legit.
It's a fact.
But honestly, and obviously you could probably guess this from the point I opened this segment with. I don't think I've ever actually gotten around to seeing Iron Man 3, but I know I've seen Iron Man 1 and 2. I don't remember much about 2, to be honest, and I feel like that says a lot. But of all the films that I've seen, the only film I can think of that I really have no desire to see again is actually Age of Ultron. It just felt like nothing with that film really clicked for me. It really didn't. And even beyond the forced, Hulk Widow relationship that made no sense to me, and that was a major hang-up for me. But just Ultron really didn't do anything for me. I was so excited because it sounded like Ultron was going to be this super terrifying villain, and I didn't really find him all that impressive, to be honest. It's like I would expect the evil murder cyborg to be a terrifying character, and it's like the only thing that's scary about you is that you can make all the versions of you want. You're like the Agent Smith of the Matrix universe, only not as charismatic or interesting as Agent Smith is. Me too. Yes. It's like Agent Smith if Agent Smith wasn't charismatic or interesting. You know what I mean? It's just like me. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad movie. It's just a film that really did nothing for me, and it's if I had the choice to skip one, that would probably be the one I would skip. Personally speaking,
I mean, there's a few I could legitimately skip. Some because I'm not as interested in that particular character's origin story. For example, Captain America: First Avenger, or just not I feel it doesn't add anything. It's kind of a little side detour of a story and doesn't really add anything to the overall. Yeah. Story arcs. Iron Man 2 comes to mind. Even though I defended it and said I liked it more than most people, it's skippable. It's definitely skippable.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thor: Dark World, I feel, is skippable.
See, when it comes down to it, for me, if I go back and if a movie's coming out, I normally do a whole thing where I'll sit through and I'll watch. Yeah. Only because now there's just so many movies.
You have to marathon for a week.
I only sit there and watch what I believe are
the key
ones. And pretty much for Infinity War, the key ones were the stones. Right. Any other movies that had the stone in them.
Right.
Guardians, now see, mine,
Doctor Strange.
I skipped First Avenger because there's Avengers. Because it deals with the same stone.
Right.
It has the Tesseract. Both of them deal with it. So I was just no reason to watch
First Avenger. It happens in First Avenger, and then it's immediately brought back by the time.
So it's I didn't feel a need to watch First Avengers again, but I needed to watch Dark World because it has the ether. So yeah, what I watch at this point, I watch Avengers, Dark World, Guardians, Age of Ultron, Doctor Strange, and then, you know.
That's an underappreciated movie, by the way. I think
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
It's such a good
It is
movie.
a trip and a half. Like
It
it's
is.
an actual mind fuck. But
and it should have been.
but that's
exactly
the
what
point of
that's
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like it's to the credit of the writing to fit the character.
Yeah.
Which we talked a lot about.
He
in
looks
this
at his
bracket.
hand, and each finger starts
Yeah, it's
growing
growing another hand, and then each one of that,
are
it's
growing
like-
a hand. Just like,
Somebody's tripping balls, man.
Speaking of which, I had to laugh because I've been recently playing through the Marvel Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. Great fucking game, by the way.
It's on my wish list for Christmas.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
This is all I will say because I don't want to do any spoilers. But
Yeah,
throughout
I've
the-
seen a few places.
Throughout the game, you'll find like landmarks to take a picture of, and you collect them all to unlock stuff or something.
Mm-hmm.
And on the last time I sat down to play the game, and I ended up playing for like 5 hours after, when I did it, I came across Sanctum Sanctorum. You know.
Yeah.
And I had to laugh because after I take the picture, you get a little bit of dialogue from Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
he says, I've always found that building interesting, but I can't shake the feeling that something strange is going on in there. And I was just kind of like,
That's classic Spider-Man right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh, good
Oh,
time.
classic.
By the way, quick, because I don't want to, I know, and obviously it's this portion is not about that.
we're
but-
free open, man. We're
But-
free and open right now.
But I did want to bring up a point because because Jerry asked the question, Brian, did we really need a Resident Evil film reboot? And here's the thing. Until about a week ago, I was right there with you. I'm like,
Do
why?
we really need?
Why are we doing this? Why is this a thing that's
oh wait,
happening?
it is happening.
It is happening. It is.
Oh.
That's
They're
100%.
completely rebooting it.
Well,
Or-
but I still don't know what
Is
the
there any
exact.
film of it?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm actually not sure if she's in it or not. But I read something recently that actually made me kind of go, wait, if that's the direction you're going, you might have me.
I have to say, this is another one of those scenarios where it's kind of funny because it's similar to me with the DC thing, whereas you get the animated DC movies, and it's like, these are fucking amazing movies, and then you get the live action ones, just like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Whereas
the CG
the
Resident
CG
Evil
Resident
movies
Evil
are
movies?
fucking awesome.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
those movies.
They
They're
are
so much
so
fun.
good.
I personally haven't seen it, but I've just seen clips from it, and I'm just like,
I've got
Lord, this is amazing.
I think 2 of them. If
oh, I'm sorry to go off a little tangent, but that just also reminded me.
tangent to a tangent to a tangent.
Bad movies, or I guess, I don't know how well they've actually, Starship Troopers.
It
But
was
the third one, Marauders. I don't know if you
The
ever,
third one was that one of those ones they intentionally made bad, like Army of Darkness.
I don't know, but I know it's full like
Story.
Like, no, I've seen the movie. Like I think it's a great.
I mean,
I love the movie. It's
okay.
hilarious.
Okay.
Alrighty.
But I don't know how it was received.
Right.
In theaters and stuff like that. I don't even know if it made theaters. But I don't know. I found it really interesting. Like they made it very religious. The whole movie was like it was like that was the whole point of it, which it was funny. But it's one of those that I know. I think it got really bad reviews, but it's one of those that I actually enjoy watching. Which because they also started doing CG Starship Trooper movies.
Yep, I remember seeing
Which-
one of the.
I heard those
amazing.
were really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I misspoke, Jazz. I actually didn't mean Army of Darkness. I meant the second one, Evil Dead 2, is what I meant.
right,
was
right.
intentionally bad. I did not mean to say
Oh,
Army
I
of
thought
Darkness.
the second one was Army of Darkness.
No, the third.
Are there 3?
It's Evil Dead 2,
Oh, okay.
Army of Darkness. Evil Dead was bad. They realized it, made Evil Dead 2 intentionally bad, and then they made Army of Darkness, which was actually fucking a great movie.
Which is the one? I always get confused. Which is the one where it ends where he's at a convenience store or whatever, or like
I
a,
think that's Army. No, Army of
And-
Darkness ends with him.
and he just goes up to a woman randomly.
Yeah,
and
no,
starts
that is
saying
Army
shit
of
to her, and he just
Darkness.
pulls a shotgun out and blows her away.
Yeah, that is Army of Darkness, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong there.
'Cause I think that was the
guys.
one where he travels to another universe.
He
right?
ends the very ending shot of Army of Darkness. I believe is him in like medieval times, and he's like, no, and it pans out.
Yeah, because they're all going, hail, hail.
What was that? So it's Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, then Ash versus the Evil Dead. Evil Dead After Army of Darkness is a reboot, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the 2014.
And that's the one that
Evil Dead.
doesn't even have that one's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, and Bruce Campbell's not even in that.
Yeah,
one,
but
I don't think.
like it's not even really the same.
Oh, but there's another Evil Dead after that Evil Dead, and then there's Ash versus the Evil
Well,
Dead.
there was
which
one
is the
recently.
show.
There was.
I just had a stroke of genius. We need an Army of Darkness themed Christmas tree, and we can call it Spruce Campbell.
Spruce Campbell. Yes, both Evil Deads are after the Army of Darkness are reboots.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking of is actually the more recent one. It doesn't really. It's what they originally
It was what
wanted.
they
I think
wanted,
it's what they really
yeah.
wanted. It's a
It's-
serious horror movie.
It's actually a pretty decent horror movie.
Yeah.
As far as I remember hearing, I never actually watched it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either.
Ash vs. is a show sequel to Evil Dead and maybe Army of Darkness. We aren't sure. Who's sure of anything? When Bruce Campbell's involved, who knows?
I have heard, by the way, that Ash vs. Evil Dead is a pretty fucking fantastic show. So
I'm now going to show you one of the most awful things I've ever said.
Uh-oh.
So I'm discussing Evil Dead with some of my online wrestling buddies,
Mhm.
and I was like, maybe I should get. And I've seen the original Evil Dead, and to a certain degree enjoy it. So I was thinking about, and I saw it for cheap on Blu-ray or something. Like, I'm gonna get it cheap on Blu-ray, and my friend's like, why the heck would you want? Why the heck do you need Evil Dead in Blu-ray? I was like, because look, man, if I'm gonna sit through like a 30-second scene of tree rape, I'm gonna watch it in high fucking definition. Okay. And my friend, this was AIM. This was back when AIM,
Oh, yeah.
AIM online. So he made that quote his message.
I'm gonna watch.
So like when you look at his profile, it was just
no.
he just saved various quotes I had sent to him over the years. So his profile was nothing but my quotes,
That's pretty awesome.
and that was like the one he had put in bold, underlined.
Amazing.
Can we pour one out for AIM real quick? Because Jesus,
Gone
man.
but not forgotten.
Jesus, God, the days of like just sitting on the computer, watching, waiting for that.
I remember ICQ.
Oh God, I remember ICQ also, and MSN Messenger.
Yahoo.
and
I use Yahoo a lot.
Yahoo was good. But getting back to the the Resident Evil film reboot thing, because is up until recently I was kind of like, okay, whatever. I mean, I'm probably gonna end up going to see it because fuck me, I know I will.
Sure.
But I was kind of like, I was kind of like very like, do we really need to do the thing? Why though? Why? But then I read, and Joy sent me this. It was a link to an article where the director, I think it was Paul W. Anderson or whatever his name is, had actually said that he wanted to go for a different vibe with the new Resident Evil movies.
Sure.
And then he said something that made me go, okay, now you have my attention. And that was this. He said, my current inspiration for the reboot is Resident Evil 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Like he said,
Yeah. Okay.
he basically said if I'm thinking the original movies are more like action, gung ho action stuff. He said I kind of want the new film. You know, he also referenced in that interview. He referenced the work of James Wan, the guy who did films like The Conjuring and that kind of stuff. I'm not necessarily saying he wanted to do exactly that style of film, but he wants to go for a distinctly horror vibe.
You may have actually mentioned it, but they got the director now. It's the guy who did 47 Meters Down, Jonas something.
Oh, is he the director for the new one?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not Paul Anderson.
Yeah, I just looked at it. It's like they tabbed him. Let me look at his name just to make sure. But
Okay,
it's from the
so
guy
it
who
was-
did 47 Meters Down.
So it was him who said my inspiration for the reboot is Resident Evil 7. And I'm kind
that
of
statement just makes me super excited for
Right?
a Resident Evil movie.
right. Like
Because let me tell you, 7. I remember first watching the trailer for RE7, and like first seeing it, and I'm like, oh, what is this? This is no Silent Hill. What am I watching here?
Funny enough,
And
I
then
thought it was Silent Hill also.
Yeah, and then it's just like the
7 B
seven
I.
VII, and then the Resident Evil fades in. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, real
God, that
talk.
was so cool.
Real talk, dude. Like I was in the theater watching the Sony E3 press conference that
Oh.
year. Chris was sitting right next to me, and the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, like, this looks like Silent Hill, but it can't be Silent Hill because Konami canceled Silent Hill. Like that was the whole thing with that. So like, did Sony go buy Silent Hill from
Right.
Because this is back when back when Sony was in firm dreams come true. Look under your chair, you get a car, you get a car.
We're gonna do this. We got you. We got you, fam.
I mean, goddamn it, they didn't have Shenmue fucking 3. Like, real talk, man. Like, it's just like, at that point, nothing's off the table anymore. Like,
Right.
the only way that the only way that conference could have gone better is if they had announced fucking Half-Life 3 or whatever it is. but that was the year before this one. But yeah, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking the same thing you are. I watched that same trailer. I had the same thought. I'm like, is this Silent Hill?
That was the first thought. I was like, this feel, and I think the reason that was the first thought is because the way they structured that trailer is it felt very much like the PT.
Like PT. Yeah, exactly. And that honestly gave a lot of people a lot of pause for a while. A lot of people thought, shit, they've turned it into Outlast. It's nothing like Outlast. No. I will stand on the soapbox for the rest of my life and talk about how Silent Hill, not Silent Hill, RE7 is more like Resident Evil than the last, 4 Resident Evil games before it.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're going by that. And Jazz, I'm actually glad you said that. Because Jazz said, unpopular opinion, the plot of the Resident Evil movies is more coherent than most of the games. And you're not wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because, I remember having a point. With the film.
Excluded.
Yeah, 4 and 7 are excluded.
Oh, God, 4.
Yeah, but I remember hitting a point with the Resident Evil films where I'm just kind of like... and in fact, I'm going to take you down the path of my brain and the realization I had one day. I'm like, man... starting with Apocalypse, which was not Apocalypse. Extinction is the third one.
Yeah.
Because Apocalypse is actually like my favorite Resident Evil film. That was the second one. That one I think is a ton of fun.
Yeah. But my thought on that one, just real quick, is I loved it. It felt like an action movie, whereas the first one felt a little more it wasn't true horror, but it felt a little more horror-y.
Yeah.
Than the second one.
Yeah,
but I loved the second one.
The horror died down after the first one.
Yeah, the second one was straight up action. Yeah. But it was good. It was a good action movie. So just wanted to...
Oh, no. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, because, And I'll be the first to admit that Apocalypse and I think it was Afterlife are the two that resonate the most with me because those are the two that go out of their way to make game references and use game characters. And then they go, oh, I know who that is. Oh, they actually used him. Holy shit. But anyway, so I remember the moment, I think it was after Extinction, or maybe it was after the fourth one.
I don't remember the name of the fourth one.
Or maybe 4 was Afterlife and 5 was another thing. I don't remember.
There's been 6 movies.
Yep.
Final Chapter was the last one. Resurrection.
Resurrection was the 5th one.
Apocalypse, Extinction, Afterlife, Retribution.
Retribution. I'm sorry, I get that mixed up. Yeah, it's Retribution, not Resurrection.
In order.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Remember when we watched all those?
Yeah, that was actually super fun.
Yeah.
I'm sad I wasn't here for that. That would have been fun.
That was a long time ago.
But yeah. But I remember sitting there one day like, man, I think it was
we did the Underworld movies too.
Oh god, those movies are so great. I love those movies. But I'm gonna say, But going back to the Resident Evil movies is the thing is I remember one day I think it was the fourth one. Man, it's these movies are so much fun, but they're nothing like the it's but I've come to terms with the fact that they're nothing like the games.
Yeah.
I mean, but then I had this thought process. I'm like, it's full of just ridiculous, over the top action. Kicking zombies, kicking dogs. There's a shit ton of explosions. Nothing makes any sense. Oh my god, it's exactly like the games.
Yep. It's nothing like the games. Wait a minute.
It's exactly like the games.
Just in a different way.
And see,
just not how you expect it.
I barely played any of the Resident Evil, and by that I mean I played the second one for the first alleyway, and then I stopped.
I will tell you
because I ran out of bullets and I couldn't kill that zombie.
What a noob!
Okay, I was 8 years old.
Okay, fair. Sorry, I couldn't.
Okay,
resist.
so you're a young noob.
I will tell you, the first Resident Evil game I played was 4.
You know what? Some people out there would go, "Oh, why was that the first one?" You know what? That's a fun. I don't care what anybody says. 4 is fucking great. So
I love that game.
The game I played the most of them was Raccoon City.
Oh, Operation Raccoon City. I think that game's underrated. It's a spin-off that is divisive, but I don't think that game's terrible. I thought that game I had fun with that game.
I like their multiplayer. The way they did multiplayer.
We could do critically panned games too.
That'd be
that
good
we
one.
like.
I have a few friends who
Well-
would probably defend one right now.
But
I would kind of defend Andromeda, but
you know, I know a few
bit.
people who
Enough.
like that game.
I just that could get me started on a whole thing, but that was just one that even I found issues with it. But at the end, I was still like, this is a Mass Effect game. It has everything that a Mass Effect game would have in it. Even the bad glitches, which is what I could not stand. That was the one biggest thing. Like everyone was like, "Oh, there's so many bad bugs in Andromeda." It's like,
They've
so do
always
the other
been,
3 games.
yeah.
But that's been one of my favorite things. Like finding some of those bugs and the ridiculousness.
Hilarious, yeah.
Like, but then people get in Skyrim and are like, "Oh, look, my horse is
Like,
walking on
it's
water."
so funny,
Oh,
it's so
It's like,
good. Like,
why is
then
Bethesda
why-
glitches so fun, but y'all fucking shit on BioWare's glitches that you know have been there since the first BioWare game? Like, it's the same thing, but y'all are just like, I don't know. Maybe just BioWare fans are just gotta stick up their butt. and
This
they
just
can't.
reminds me of Gerard, the completionist show, Defend It, where everything that people shit on, he's like, no, wait a minute. No, nobody goes to bat for this, so I'm gonna stand here and defend this. Yep, I missed that show.
So
Hope he brings more.
I think we have a few ideas for our next poll.
We got a couple ideas for the brackets. I think I'll do a poll of what bracket to do, and
Yeah.
then once we get the bracket, I'll do a poll
I
much
mean,
like I did
it
for the Marvel.
doesn't matter. I'm voting Black Panther.
But once I do the poll for the actual answers, that's going to be on a SurveyMonkey. That's the link I use. And the reason I do that is because it's an unlimited number and people can write in whatever.
Yeah.
But I will disqualify things that don't fit into the category, Jerry.
It doesn't matter.
Well, you only get one vote.
It doesn't matter.
So then
I'm
when something
third
doesn't appear on
I'm
there
third
because
partying
he,
this shit.
You're writing it in.
and then he's gonna complain that something's on there that should be others, like, you should have voted, Jerry. I voted Black Panther!
Jazz drops some truth. Bethesda glitches are fun because Bethesda has built the culture of you are going to forgive us for being lazy.
Yes.
Damn.
But go figure, in Fallout 76, suddenly that's not the case, it seems.
Yeah, I've heard.
people,
Oh my God, people are just.
pissed at Fallout.
Yeah.
But what's funny is I have friends who enjoy Fallout 76. And I have one friend in particular who they have set up their Google thing so it will stop showing him how much Fallout 76 is shitting on, getting shit on. 'Cause he's personally enjoying it. He's tired of being told how bad it is.
I think that's one reason that I'm liking the idea of doing some sort of like bad like we get to defend something that people
Oh,
typically shit on. And
I know
I
mine.
like that.
I
like
just
the
thought of
idea
mine.
that.
And it's funny enough, like, I actually, like, I wanted to give Fallout 76 a try, and I didn't get a chance to try it in the beta, but, like, it was also the case of, like, I don't know if I want to support it, because I hear it's, like, totally busted and broken and all that. And then a friend of mine was like, here, I got a code for you on Humble Bundle on a discount. And I'm like, okay, now I'll play it. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, so I can't speak to it, but now it's like, hey, I get to play it and enjoy it with my friends, and I don't feel like I threw money at something that was incomplete.
Right, you get to give it a fair shot.
Yeah.
And you know what? Well, we're talking about things that we want to defend and things that are critically panned or things that are bad or people shit on. Like I think you can. I don't like shitting on things specifically. Like calling out something for being broken or being bad. I think we have a duty to do that because if we don't, they're just going to churn out shit that doesn't work.
When you accept mediocrity, you set the precedent that mediocrity is okay.
I think it's important that we call out and say, hey, this is broken. This is not good. But to just shit on a game because it's either not what we expected or it's not, like, you have to be fair to the game. Or whatever it is you're doing. You have to be fair to it. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, that shouldn't be like that. Well, that shouldn't be like that. Well, that shouldn't be like that. And I mean, if you are, that's, it's fine. It's how critics.
I am really glad you told me that, Jazz. I didn't know this. He said, be careful in Fallout 76. Earlier today, if you filed a help ticket with Bethesda support, everyone else who filed a support ticket could see and edit everything about your ticket. Wow, that's busted. Holy shit.
Bethesda.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Come on, Bethesda. Come on.
Come on, note to
Somebody
someone.
share this video with Bethesda once I get it posted on YouTube. What
Like,
the fuck are you doing?
Just that
It
part.
sounds like you're complaining to your wife and you're using her full name. Bethesda, what are you doing? What are you fucking doing, Bethesda? Oh, Bethesda, that's so broken, Bethesda. Fix that. Fix that right now, Bethesda. What are you doing? You need to fix that. I am so gonna
I
get
don't know,
flagged
it almost-
for some type of behavior right now.
Well, now it sounds like you're yelling at your dog or something.
Bethesda, what are you doing? It's broken.
Don't
fix
chew
that.
that!
It's full of Bethesda, why did you do that? Now it's full of bugs. Now it's full of bugs. I'm gonna have to fumigate. I'm gonna have to fumigate.
Release a half-complete game? What is wrong with you?
If
Bad
there is,
Bethesda.
If there is an
Bad
announcement of a game or movie that comes out that I think I might like, I normally try to
even close the
stay
tickets?
away from anything of it. Like,
No.
when they announced that Mass Effect Andromeda was coming, I didn't watch shit for it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
And
gameplay.
and
I
think
didn't
that's-
watch
I
any
think
of that.
that's
And
an
I'm just like,
important-
I don't want to get my hype built up.
Right.
And then it be utterly destroyed.
And I think that's an important part of what I was saying of like you watch all these things and you get this hype built up and you think like, ooh, this is going to be good. Like No Man's Sky, I think is probably the best example of that. Like you get all this hype built up and it's like, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to have
The
that,
thing
it's going to have this.
they were a game that just a year too late. Like they finally fixed
They
everything, but by
fixed
that
it all,
time it
but
was just like
everybody
it's too late.
was-
You know.
Everybody's expectation was crushed. So I think as a company, it's important not to set unrealistic expectations if you can't deliver on them. But I think as a gamer, you have to not
There was
hold expectations as law
There was another
when
game
it's
that-
just
That came out not too long ago. And it was another one of those scenarios where it's like
kind of
we
the same thing. I can't
we
remember. I
got
know.
like most of us and me, Jacob, like we all got it, but then it just something happened to it. It was just like, but now it's like one of the best games out there. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Not Final Fantasy
Destiny.
14, was it?
No. It was that's
Because that game was garbage when it first launched. And then it got
what
way
it is,
better.
but it's
Fixed
No
it.
Man's Sky?
well, no, we talked about that one, but
No
that
Man's
was
Sky
it was
definitely
more
got
recent that
fixed.
it just
He started out bad and got good.
well, it was
They
supposed to be
patched
good, and then they finally made it good after a while. And I'm trying to think of what it is,
Is
but
it-
it's
I
because I remember saying it to somebody. I was like, "Well, it's just a year too late."
Yeah.
Oh no,
Destiny
that's
2?
what it was. Well, I've always felt bad about it. Like I wanted to play Destiny because it's Bungie.
That's what I was
And
thinking.
like,
was
but
Destiny.
no, it wasn't Destiny. But it wasn't that it's a bad game. It was just funny because of when they actually are releasing it now. PUBG
Oh,
has
I see
been
what you're saying.
Microsoft
Yeah.
the whole
They-
entire time. Although a lot of PlayStation people were like, "Hey, bring it over here.
Right.
We'll play it. We'll get the game because
And now-
PUBG isn't free."
Right.
We started getting all these free to play
You got
battle
Fortnite.
royales.
Fortnite comes
Yeah,
along.
Fortnite comes
is
along.
is the one that's
But
really,
now that there's Black Ops 4, which the
And that has a
Blackout
battle
game mode is
royale mode.
one of it's rated as the best game or best battle royale now.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite has lost so many subscriptions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, but they just announced PUBG just announced very shortly within the next I think month they're coming to PS4. It's like
but it's too
too
late.
late, bro.
Yeah.
like
Like,
it's
you-
way
you'll
too
get a
late,
couple, but
especially
you're
if
not
you're
gonna-
charging. Like, who's gonna sit there and I mean, there are gonna be people who
Yeah, I was gonna say
but,
they get a couple, sure,
but it's
they're
not gonna be like
get-
if they would have
they're
came
not
a
gonna
year
make
ago,
money. Yeah.
they would have been
They would have made money.
yeah. Fortnite may have not even happened.
Yeah.
If it
That's
had
true.
been, you know,
It's a good point.
And isn't it funny? Because I remember when Call of Duty announced they were doing a battle royale mode called Blackout. Everyone went, "Oh, of course, Call of Duty! Here comes Call of Duty to
Get
cash
copy,
in on the
yep.
cash in on the battle
Just like they
royale
did with the
gimmick
zombies
and
and
try
the-
to take over, what PUBG and Fortnite did, and it's going to be crap." And then just lo and behold, people actually play it, and they're like,
Oh, it's
crap,
cool.
this is actually the best battle royale mode available. This
Yeah.
is, it's actually amazing how not glitchy and buggy it is compared to Fortnite and
Yeah.
well, less Fortnite and more PUBG.
PUBG,
PUBG
yeah.
is definitely the
Super
glitch.
glitchy. Yeah.
Fortnite at least is polished. So
Yeah.
Going back to the help ticket thing
Yeah.
that he talked about, he said this means that everyone who had to provide them with addresses and credit card images to get their proper canvas badge, which is that whole other gimmick, whole other thing, is to basically doxed themselves to the entire player base.
shit.
In fact, players could even close other players' tickets. And Jazz said, in other words, Bethesda got so used to their fan base fixing their games, they just decided to let the fan base handle tech support too.
Damn! Oh, that ticket's closed. Oh, that's closed.
That sounds like
Hello, IT. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
No, but I did half of that. I turned it off.
Jesus.
But
back in my case.
Okay.
I turned it back into
There is no
GameStop.
try Bethesda. There's do and there's fucking up Royal, and you are fucking up Royal, my friend.
But on that note, I think I'm going to need to be calling it a night soon.
That's fair.
Same.
I think I would say probably.
Yeah,
I think Jerry wants
I'm
to.
getting the pumpkin.
So,
Well, actually, no. I turn into a princess. At
so
a
we're
certain
gonna
time
call it
when we're
here
talking about-
stream or Jazz because I think you're the only one left. But thank you.
But thank
for
you, Jazz, and thank you,
Thank you.
Darkside, and everybody else who
everybody
joined.
who popped in for a minute or two, and yeah, I think we're gonna call it.
It's cold.